This is day 4, Science, Jungle Journey, Don't Eat Me. All right, well this experiment had to do with mechanisms that the animals and creatures could use to help protect themselves. The way that we have Christ to protect us from sin, these animals have different defense mechanisms. So first we had made some pictures that we were able to show the kids. And for instance, here's one. Can you see the critter that is hiding in here? And so we held this up for the kids to look, and right here is a frog, or a toad, actually. Then we asked them, what is this? What kind of protection mechanism is this? And that one was camouflage. We have a couple other camouflages there. So for a little bit of an experiment, we held up this bag of beans, and you can use any color beans as long as you can get some M&Ms of that color. This bag has black beans. So we asked them how many M&Ms are in this bag. And we had a lot of people say 2. But then we had some, kids that took their time and looked and said 4. And there are indeed 4 M&Ms in this bag. 2 colored, and then I had purchased black M&Ms to match the black beans. Okay, so all we did there is we just took a bunch of little black beans, added 2 brightly colored M&Ms, added 2 black M&Ms. With this picture, we asked the kids what was this critter's defense mechanism, and everybody said smell. And so what we had is you can either use a cotton ball or a swab, and you really just need a drop or 2 of camphor because it's really strong, and put it in a little baggie for everyone, and they can just barely open their baggie and they can smell the camphor and they're like, whoo! So this one was the defense mechanism of smell. Then we have some others. We have an armadillo, we had a porcupine, here's another camouflage. This one here is showing mimicry. These are not all the same butterfly. One of the 3 is very poisonous, and it will make a bird very sick if it eats it. The only thing is, the bird can't tell which one it is because they all look similarly. So we gave the kids a choice of some chocolate chips, or what this is. We had many kids in our VBS, so I didn't want to buy just a passion fruit and scoop it out because I would have had to have bought many passion fruits. So I got this passion fruit online, and we just put a few drops in each cup. So we gave them the cup with the passion fruit and a cup with the chocolate chips in it, and asked them which one would they like to eat. And almost all the kids said the chocolate chips. Well, the trick here is these chocolate chips were 100% pure cocoa. Very bitter, not good tasting at all. And this passion fruit, even though it looked horrible, it was really quite tasty. So just to show the kids, it isn't always what it looks like. Okay, so that was day 4, Don't Eat Me. We are now on, creation, corruption, catastrophe, confusion, Christ, and the cross. So we're on the cross, which was made of wood. So we're going to talk a little bit about wood today. There are 2 experiments to do here for the kids. The first one is very simple, counting the rings in a cross-section of a tree. If you find a tree that someone in your church can cut up, or I actually ordered mine online, you may find that some are very young and have fewer lines, and some are older and have many lines. I kind of separated mine out to give the younger kids the one with the fewer lines, and the older kids the ones that had many growth lines in them. And then we allowed them to just count the rings to learn how old this piece of wood was. When they're counting these rings, to teach them what these rings are, we learned a little bit about the xylem, which is what the tubes that kind of bring the water and nutrients up into the tree, and then the phloem that allows things to move the nutrients, the sugars and things that were made in the leaves down through the tree. So the way that the xylem works, is against gravity, actually. So if you're thinking, okay, the water is in the ground and the roots absorb the water, and that water needs to get way up high, and we're in the jungle this week, so those trees can get really, really tall. So we taught them how it can get that water moved the whole way up. So we have this experiment. We just had a cup and a straw. We just use these thin little straws. Actually, they were stir sticks, but you can use regular straws if you want. And each kid got just a little bit of water, and then we had them squeeze their straw closed and see how much water they could pull up. And technically, they shouldn't be able to pull any if it's completely closed. Then they could open it and take a sip, and the water would indeed flow up through as we put a suction onto that. So we got to talk a little bit about the stomata that are on the underside of the leaves, and that when they are open, the transpiration, the water that is leaving the leaves, will act as a suction and pull the water up from the roots. And that is day 4, Ring Around a Tree.